this morning we got this curious referendum on the demand for AI PCs from Best Buy. Even though the numbers weren't all that great, AI PCs made up half of their total assortment. We're talking about a premium computers here that run on Windows. Now, after the close, we learned more when HP Inc. reported. The PC and printer maker delivered inline earnings, slightly better than expected sales. Their guidance was more cautious than I would have liked, both for the current quarter and for 2025 fiscal year. So let's get closer. First, not do the guidance. First, do the previous quarter, and then we'll deal with the guidance from Enrique Lores. He's the president and CEO of HP Inc. To learn more. Mr. Lores, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim. Great to be here.
Oh, great, Enrique. I'm glad you're here. I don't want to take my cue from the action, because the action is often wrong. First, I want to hear from you about what you felt about the quarter. You clearly had better than expected revenues. You met the earnings, but there was some slight disappointment in the margins. Can you unpack this for me so I can understand what really happened?
Yeah, so I would say in Q4 we had solid performance, Jim. We grew, the company revenue grew 2%. And both businesses grew, both personal systems and print. We executed well, growing share in the key categories where we wanted to grow. We grew share overall in personal systems, especially in commercial. We grew share in print. We executed well our cost reduction plans, and this is why we delivered on our non-GAAP EPS goals and also on our free cash flow. So overall, that went well. From a margin perspective, what we saw in personal systems is pressure from a cost side. Component costs have increased, and we shared that in the previous quarter that we expected this to happen. And this is what had an impact on margin of PCs that we expect to happen, to continue in the first half of 25, which is what is behind the guide that we provided today.
Okay, well, let's go over the printer side, because I've come to be suspect of printing, and yet you delivered a very fine number. Do you think that was one-off, or if that continued, I would think that your guidance was a little bit too cautious?
We think that, first of all, we are pleased with the performance this quarter. As I said before, we grew share in the hardware categories, right, and we delivered a strong result in supplies. When we look at fiscal year 25, in line with what most of the analysts are saying, we expect the market to slightly decrease. Okay. We will perform better than market. That's our goal. But we expect to continue to see pressure both in the consumer side, in the home side, and in the office side that will drive the overall market down.
All right, well, let's go over what your partner, Corey Barry, was saying at Best Buy today. She's basically saying that the best is yet to come for AI. Not yet, hasn't really happened. She's very excited about the future. How can she be excited from the future and you have a, let's say, a guidance that is a little more cautious than that would seem?
I think we have been very consistent in what we have been saying about AI PCs. We have been saying they would have a small impact in 24, more impact in 25, and more impact in 26. And I think this is very consistent also with Corey is saying. This quarter, we started to launch some of the next generation AI PCs, those that have really the powerful NPUs where you can run AI locally. And we have started to see what software vendors are able to do, the experiences that they are able to create. And we are very confident in the impact that this is going to have from a productivity perspective. We showed some of it when you were here, and we continue to be very confident in the impact and the value that this category is going to have for us in the future.
Let's drill down on the value. Mark Benioff, we know, who's a wonderful gentleman, has a lot of different thoughts. He has been adamant that the Copilot does not have any value added. From your experience, have you had customers say that it was a disappointment, or have they almost the other way, almost universally say, you know what, I can't live without it?
I think when we have been demonstrated what AI PCs can do to our customers, they really see the value that they will have from a productivity perspective. And we have some large customers that have decided to adopt now AI PCs as the PC that they will be using for their full workforce. But we think this is going to take some time because they need to be qualified. Applications need to be developed to take advantage of the capabilities that this product have. And this is why the adoption is going to be gradual. We don't think that we are talking about cloud or AI PCs. Both things are going to coexist. There are activities that make sense to do at the edge, and use AI PCs to do that. And this is what is behind the vision and the plan that we are building. But of course, for many other things, the cloud and the solutions that Mark is providing are going to continue to be extremely valuable to our customers.
Do you think it's too hard for an individual to know what to do? I had the great fortune of having your people walk me through the incredibly exciting things you have. I did feel that had I not been walked through, I wouldn't know how special they really are.
I think there is going to be an effort that we will have to do, that our partners will have to do, whether are software companies or resellers, to explain the value these products are going to have. What is special about AI PCs is that the penetration is going to start from the commercial side. And if you think about how innovation has come to market in the last years, has been more from the consumer into the commercial. This is reverse, which means more explanation is going to be necessary. But again, when we demonstrate what customers will be able to do, they really see the value and they realize that this is the type of product that they want to have for their teams.
All right, well, let's think big here for a second. You know, we've got Jensen Huang, we've got NVIDIA here. We see all the excitement. There's just lots of big think, a lot of moonshots. And then you get your Hewlett-Packard PC, which you know I have, and I do love, and I just think it's sensational. But I don't see those particular qualities. I just see a super fast, good machine. Is a super fast, good machine enough right now to make it so that perhaps you could exceed your guidance next quarter?
I think superpower, as you are saying, and super powerful is going to help. Our goal next year is to grow more in the commercial side. This is where we see the strongest opportunity. And it is not only going to be only about the performance of the PCs, it's going to be about the capabilities and the new applications that customers are going to be able to do. So the more applications that will be available, the bigger the impact that the AI PCs are going to have.
Excellent. Now, I'm looking at your product development and manufacturing page and your table of contents. I see lots of countries. I only see one entry of China. Is it fair to say that those are equally distributed, or is the China Shanghai property the lion's share of your manufacturing?
China continues to be a big part of our manufacturing footprint, but we have been diversifying fairly aggressively during the last 3 years because we realized that we needed to build a more resilient supply chain. We have been driving a lot of change, and now we're in a much stronger position than we were 3 years ago when we started this process.
Okay, so what headwind would you ascribe 10% tariff in China to your numbers?
Well, first of all, we need to wait to see what the final tariffs are going to be because numbers have been changing during the last weeks. What I can say is, first of all, the work that we have done in the last years is going to significantly help because we have moved a very relevant portion of the products that will come to the U.S. outside China. And we have a very competent team that has proven that they know how to manage these situations, and that I know, as we will know what the new tariffs will be, we'll design the right supply chain footprint for the company.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll stay in touch. We'll keep following the AI PC. I understand it's not necessarily a slower ramp. It's a longer ramp, not unlike what we're seeing with Apple, with its new phone and Apple Intelligence. It just takes a little longer than some of us would like because we think it's so exciting. I want to thank Enrique Lores, the president and CEO of HP Inc. It is a joy to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you, Jim, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Same to you. Exactly. Mad Money's back after the break.